This review is made possible by Eddie DeLazzi. Eddie's a licensed used car salesman in northern Illinois. While specializing in German cars, Eddie will work with any budget to find any car. Give him a follow at Eddie DeLazzi Garage on Instagram, or give him a call at the phone number on the screen. Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I'm driving a 2011 BMW 550i. Up front is a 4.4 liter twin turbocharged V8, and down below is an 8-speed automatic transmission. And if you want any more of my thoughts, head on over to carmarshal.com/overdrive. I'll be writing a complete article about the 550i. But let's get back to that twin turbo V8. Actually, before we get into that, I want to talk about the fact that I actually reviewed a 2018 M550i. And I'm going to be comparing this car a lot to it. They're similar body styles. They're only 7 years apart. They have similar engines. And so if you haven't, I'd highly recommend going and checking out my M550i review. I'll leave a link to it. But let's get back to that 4.4 liter V8 twin turbo. It scoots. This thing moves. This thing moves for sure. And that's what you want out of a luxury car. It moves without hassle, I want to say. It doesn't feel bothered by the fact that you want to go fast. It doesn't feel bothered to pass anyone. It doesn't feel bothered to get up out of its own way. It just doesn't feel bothered. And that's the biggest thing that I like out of luxury cars, besides the fact that they make you feel like you've accomplished something. And this car absolutely does that as well, but I will get into that once we talk about the interior. Oh, grip is not my friend today in this 31-degree weather. But paired to it is an automatic transmission, which is all right. It does its job. I haven't noticed anything bad about it. It's just obviously I would prefer a manual transmission. But that being said, I can shift it on the paddles, which is pretty neat. So moving past the engine and transmission, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 4 main gauges. To the far left is fuel. Center left is the speedometer. Center right is the tachometer. And to the far right is my temperature, which actually gives me real numbers, which I appreciate. I also get a little screen in between the gauges. It's just going to be giving me little information like the outside temperature, time, miles till empty, things like that. Like I said, on the steering wheel, you can shift with the paddles, but you can also set cruise control. You have your phone options on the steering wheel, and other than that, it's a pretty simple steering wheel, nothing crazy here. Normally, I don't talk about it, but I have to talk about the blinker here in the 550i. It doesn't stay down when you hit it. So I'll hit the blinker and it pops back into place. I don't know why. That annoys the crap out of me. It just does. Not really sure why. I don't understand why an auto manufacturer would do this. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and it seems like a lot of extra engineering in a stock than what needs to be. But you know what? This BMW has it, and I'm not a fan. I wish it didn't. To the left, I have my light controls, and then I have all of my window controls. But back here, I don't know if you just noticed, there is a rear sunshade that is automatic. So I'm waiting at this light here. I'll hit the button again. It's kind of fun to play with, honestly. But that's a super nice feature. It's automatic. If you don't like the amount of sun coming in, boom. Hey, I want more sun. Drop it down. Hey, it's too bright. Hey, it's too bright, huh? There we go. I'm amused by little things. But that's a cool feature. It also has power folding mirrors, which I won't do while driving because they're kind of required. But then to the right, we have a huge infotainment system. This is going to run your music. Also give you vehicle diagnostics. That is all controlled with this little joystick, if you will. So let's look at the vehicle status. Tire pressure, we have engine oil level. We can go through so many different displays. The car will tell you anything you want. It'll tell you when to service it, software information, all this stuff. Then you have your vents, you have your CD player with a bunch of different presets, AM, FM radio, all of that stuff is right there. Then you have your climate control. I am pleasantly enjoying my heated seats. You got 2 cup holders. Then you have the shifter. That's another thing I'm not a big fan of. You kind of have to push this side button And then once you put it into gear, it goes back to where it is. It stays in the center. I don't know why BMW is trying to hide where their things are. Now, we don't want anyone to know that the blinker's pressed. Besides everyone around you, and you, because you hear the ticking noise. We don't want anyone to know what gear you're in, except for you. And it'll also come up on the dash. It's like those kids that are like, oh, I don't want anyone to know my next move. It's like, dude, no one cares about you that much. Now, to the left of the shifter, I do have my traction control off button, sport and comfort. So these are actual driving modes. So right now I'm in normal. I could switch it up to sport, and a little sport screen comes up on the center screen. It says sport-oriented chassis settings. If we go to Sport Plus, sport-oriented drivetrain and chassis settings, traction control active. So it turns off traction control with Sport Plus, as well as it also, I felt it, I don't know if you heard it on camera, it actually downshifted. So we'll put it back. And then we, of course, have comfort mode, comfort-oriented chassis settings. That's what the center screen says. And it makes the chassis look brown on the screen. I don't know why. But that is really nice. You get a different mode. If you do want to take this out on the track, or you want to do some very spirited back road driving, something like that, put it up into Sport Plus. You'll have a lot better of a time than in normal or comfort. Then you have your parking sensors button. So this car does have parking sensors, which is a very nice feature. You have a power handbrake, power parking brake more so. Then you have a center console, which is actually lockable with a key, which is interesting. I haven't seen this in a modern car. My 1985 Mazda RX-7 has a locking glove box, sure, and most cars have locking glove boxes. This actually has a locking center console, which is very, very interesting. Then, of course, sunroof, which you open the shade with a power. It's not like a slide, which is really nice. But I'll close that back up. Like I said, it's freezing cold outside. I don't want to open that. And, of course, it is the 5 Series. It's larger than the 2 or 3 Series. And so we'll do a backseat review because, of course. So we're in the backseat of the 550i. I have my own little lights. I actually get a big bar light and then 2 smaller lights. Power windows. I do get heated seats back here, which is huge. And they actually have 3 different settings, which is awesome. So 3 bars, 2 bars, 1 bar, which is nice. And I have my own little vents as well. Center console folds down, fold out cup holders, and a little center console here. You could put whatever you so choose. But other than that, tons of room. A lot more room than older 5 Series, which is super nice. I think 5 Series have slowly gotten bigger, which I think is a definite plus. Also, did I mention it has a rear sunshade? I think that's really cool. I'm a dork, but I think that's really cool. Plus, you have these other sunshades. These are manual. You have to move them like a peasant, but you do have sunshades all around. So if you're either driving kids or you're being driven in your 2011 5 Series, the sun won't hurt your skin. Now, with the interior, it feels luxurious. You have this dark wood on the dash. The seats are leather. They're nice. They're heated. You have amenities. And that's what I love about a luxury car is that they make you feel like you earned something. They make you feel like you won. And I know that this isn't my own car. I didn't do anything to purchase this. I don't own this car. But driving it and feeling how comfortable it is, how quiet it is, I feel like I've accomplished something. And that's what I love about luxury cars. But overall, man, with that power, it's not as fast as the 2018 M550i. It's not. It's the same general motor. It's the 4.4 liter twin turbo. On paper, it looks like the same thing, but the M550i has a bunch of little goodies added to it, and the M550i is faster. It is faster, but this being a 2011, it really shocked me because, first of all, I didn't know it was a 2011. I actually didn't plan on doing this review today, and Eddie, which thank you, Eddie, for letting me do this review, and I'll get to Eddie's information at the end of the video. I genuinely thought that this was a 2014 to 2015 BMW. And I don't like to toot my own horn, but I'm usually pretty good at guessing a car's year based off body style and all this stuff. So either BMW hasn't changed all that much, or they were ahead of their time. If you're a BMW fan, they're ahead of their time. If you're a Mercedes fan, you're probably not watching this video. But this car looks newer than it is. You wouldn't guess that this was 2011. This is what an iPhone looked like in 2011. This car doesn't match that. This car looks ahead of its time, honestly. And I hate using that because, like, oh, you know, this car is ahead of its time. We don't know that in the present day. You know, it might be perfectly in its time. But this car, looking back, having that retrospect, this car was ahead of its time. That's what I really like about it. So, if you love the M550i like I did, I absolutely loved the BMW M550i. It actually won the 2017 Shooting Cars Car of the Year for over $50,000. I love that thing, but I am in no position to afford that. This is affordable. Go online right now and look at 2011 BMW 550i's. Look at them. They're a lot more affordable than you would think. And that's another huge draw for me for this. Obviously, I'd love all of the technology that's packed into the 2018 model. With the 360 camera, self-parking, all that stuff that this car doesn't have. But I will gladly take the discount, lose those features, and I would buy this because I think this is a lot better bang for your buck. So, if you're in the market for a newer car, couple years old, luxury, quick, it has those suspension and engine settings, like I said, it adds Sport and Sport Plus mode. It's plush. It has a power rear sunshade. If you want something like that, this is a great, great deal. This car is for sale right now from Eddie DeLazzi. Now, thank you, Eddie DeLazzi, for letting me review this. He has a huge selection. He specializes mainly in German cars, but he also has Subarus, Crown Victorias, whatever car. He works with budgets. Whatever car you need, Eddie can go out and either find it or he has a huge inventory. So go give him a follow on Instagram, Eddie DeLazzi Garage. If you see something you like, shoot him a DM, message him, whatever you need. If you're looking for a car, still shoot him a message or email or something. He works with all budgets. He can find you something that'll fit your needs. So thank you so much to Eddie for letting me do this. I love reviewing luxury cars because, man, some sports cars are fun to drive, but after the 30-40 minutes that I take to drive them, man, my back hurts. Maybe I'm just getting old. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys learned something about the 2011 BMW 550i. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys. Aside from my soul.